What if I tell you a repeat offender was given chance after chance, and every time he was released, someone else paid the price? This is Crime Archives. Tonight's case is a chilling lesson in how lenient sentences can turn deadly. The story of Robert Edward Stansbury. His criminal record didn't begin with murder. It began with sexual offenses in the early 1960s involving children. He was sentenced to prison, but released early. Instead of being closely monitored, he slipped back into society and moved from state to state. In 1970, he committed another violent assault, and again received a short sentence. Again, he was released. By the mid-1970s, Stansbury was back in California, driving an ice cream truck across neighborhoods in the San Gabriel Valley, a job that gave him easy access and instant trust. Behind that friendly disguise, investigators later believed he was hunting for victims. In 1974, a young woman named Barbara Hall was abducted and killed near Pomona. The case went cold for decades. Detectives had evidence, but not the technology to identify the attacker. The file gathered dust while the killer walked free. Just months later, Stansbury committed more violent crimes, kidnappings and assaults, yet still received another relatively short sentence. He served only a few years and was released again in 1981. Within a year, tragedy struck. In 1982, he abducted a 10-year-old girl in Los Angeles County using his ice cream truck as a lure. She did not survive. This time, the case was solved quickly, and Stansbury was convicted and sentenced to death. He chose to represent himself in court, filing hundreds of motions and turning the trial into a spectacle, but the verdict stood. He died in prison in 2003. Then came the twist. Years later, advances in DNA testing allowed cold case detectives to re-examine the 1974 evidence from Barbara Hall's murder. The result, a match to Robert Edward Stansbury 7 years after his death. One man, decades of crimes, multiple early releases, multiple victims. How many tragedies could have been prevented if the first sentence had truly been the last chance? How different would these lives have been if the warnings had been taken seriously? This is Crime Archives. Subscribe for more real cases that history almost forgot.